Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Nolan Walker Show. I'm Nolan Walker. Today, I'm going to discuss something wasn't sure if I was going to talk about it or not, but I get people calling in, and we talk to a lot of people. I've talked to thousands of business owners over the years, and I understand the frustration of finding a good SEO company. Some people will call in and basically tell us what to do and how to do it, or they'll use a word like just. And that's irritating because of all the many things that we do now. Our motto is every little detail of every little thing. And it is true that every little detail of every little thing shall and will denote your keyword ranking organically. And even on mapping, I know technically you're not supposed to say mapping for organic results, but if you don't do it properly and then tend to it, and there's changes on Google all the time, and you don't do that, then your mapping won't do well. And there's some things you can do, like reviews and setting it up fully, which people don't do. But having everything done properly is what it is. It's not just one thing. It's not just another thing. And so typically somebody who's not a client is a habitual spammer. I run into those quite a bit. A guy will call up and say, well, I've got 10 websites. I've had people call me up, say they have 1,500 websites. I've had people have dozens and dozens of them. And every once in a while, I'll run into one that wants to come clean. And coming clean is just following the rules. Google doesn't want multiple websites up because you could theoretically take up all the organic search results and therefore lessen the integrity of search. We don't do anything against the rules because I don't want my clients to get caught in the algorithm trap and then be taken off when they have bad content or duplicate stuff or duplicate templates on the websites or just poor quality. And so we don't do any of that, or make a second website or a third website and don't do any extra websites. So that's the extreme case that we'll run into. So they'll call up and say, well, I just don't want to give up all this. And so, well, and if it's too much, we just won't touch it because they're so convoluted that we're not sure if the algorithm's so confused that the individual wouldn't be able to have a website. Now, if you got one or two, or if a yellow page company made another one, it's okay. Don't worry about it. But if you're in there and you're still trying to make dozens of websites back from 2010, 12, 05 range, 2007, it's so over, it's not even funny. And most of these guys will have websites that look horrific and they're all the same, and it's just bad stuff. The second thing that I run into where people kind of tell us what they want us to do is that they've studied a little bit. They go, oh, well, I know what to do, Nolan. This business in this category is all about blogging. Well, I don't really care if it's in the Northeast. I don't care if you think your competition is different from the West Coast or Texas or Florida. It's the same. Online is the same. We have technical writers. We have make unique designs. There's excellent people here. And so optimization online is pretty similar across the board. It's true you might blog more for one category. You still need every little detail of every little thing. I had someone call a few days back and they said, well, we're all about blogging. Well, if you only do blogging, then the site is very one-sided and not well done. This particular person was in photography. And so the blogs consisted of pictures, and anybody that's been doing any sort of internet marketing for any length of time knows that pictures can't be optimized for the most part. If you have some pictures, it might help optimization, but if that's in and of itself the only thing you're doing, then it won't optimize at all. And by the way, they didn't optimize well at all, but they were so fixated on the blogging and said, well, you can blog still and we can do other stuff, but they wanted only blogging and then wanted us to do what they called SEO. But they never stopped to try to find out what it was or what we did, which we're a web team of services that does a myriad of skilled things properly without cheating. And it's a mouthful and hard to find. And we're a great price for creme de la creme work, but we do everything that we need to do. And we do it because we need to do it so that you'll show up and you have to have it done. All these little details need to be done. It's not just one thing or not just another thing. So I run into the spammers a lot that do a lot of different stuff, and they think they're going to go trick and still trick. And I'll say one other thing about those individuals that call and go, well, it's a separate entity, and I'll incorporate it, and it'll be separate, and I'll get a different phone number, and I'll get a different address, and I'll use my cousin's address or whoever, a friend of mine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how slick you are. The algorithm's built to find that sort of stuff so that you don't compromise the integrity of search. It's Google's place of business. You agreed to walk in the door and they let you sit down in a chair and dine there. They can kick you out if they want to. So if you follow the rules, I will tell you the good part, man, you'll have a great website, you'll dominate in your area, and it's the internet, and so there's a lot of search in a medium or large market. It's fine, and you'll be really happy with your results, and you'll probably get more off of one website than you would off of dozens trying to cheat, because all that energy will go back in there. And then if we have any extra time and energy, then we can look at other things like social media, more of it. I mean, we'll do a really wide range of things: design, content, social media, blogging, weekly skilled proper work actually done. And it works great. It works great all the time. But I thought I'd discuss some of these calls that we get about people wanting to do just that or just this. It's everything. And even if you think you know a little bit, you don't know as much as our team knows, and you're calling for that reason. If you're not in the business at this point with all the changes that have been made and all the things that Google wants you to be doing, then you're not going to hold a candle to it. I talked to one person one time and said, hey, I'm going to have my brother do this. And I said, well, what if I did your business for a week or a summer? And then I set up shop across the street, and it was Nolan's Ladies Haircuts Extraordinaire. And I just all of a sudden we're doing $200 ladies haircuts after doing it for 3 months. That's the equivalent of it. Put it back into the realm of your business and think about how long it would take to get as skilled as you are. And it baffles me that people want to try to do it on their own. Learning it's a good thing. You can pick a good company like ours. You can help manage your business. It's the same thing you do when you learn your business and then hire somebody. If you didn't know the position, you'd get messed around. So you do need to learn it. But unless you want to go to conferences all the time and have crew and study relentlessly for years, and by the way, you'd only have one website to make or break it, meaning you don't get to watch stuff or see changes. You just have your one. And if you have one and you make mistakes, that's bad. And your business is worth more than that. And we are inexpensive for creme de la creme. Thanks for listening. I thought I'd discuss this a little bit. I think it helps give you some insight. And please join us again. I look forward to being of service. Give us a call.